Welcome back. Another episode. I'm a little sick, so ignore the sound. Sorry about that. What we're doing this episode? Well, hopefully, I have a radiator for this car tomorrow. The guy's going to send me measurements, and I think they're the right size. I'm going to go up to Oklahoma and get it. So, in the meantime, we're going to reinstall this air box. I got to knock all these rivets out. Get it installed in the car. Also going to install this front brace for the front bumper and the brackets that I removed when we, did the whole bodywork debacle. If you haven't seen that episode, there'll be a link somewhere. You can watch it. Yeah. What else is there? Not much. I've got to make a top plate. Got to get some aluminum, some screws, make a top plate to go over and mount the radiator in. But we'll deal with that once we have a radiator. Hopefully tomorrow we have one. But yeah. Let's get started. Alright, so pretty much what I'm doing is I'm drilling out the rivets that are sticking out and drilling them down and then taking a punch and just tapping them out, taking a chisel, knocking them flush. So, this thing is just a hair too big. Look at that, easy peasy. And the hole is still pretty clean. So I'm going to keep doing that and then bring you back when we're done with all that, because that's a lot of work we got to do. Alright, I got all those drilled out. Messed up a couple holes, but that's okay. Now I'm rebending this to fit the contour of the car, because the middle had a whoop-de-doo in it and stuff. So I'm just bending it and test fitting it. Crawling in here because there's no radiator support. Sitting in here and looking to see how it's going to be to mount. Let's see. That looks a lot better. That might be too much. That's very close. Yeah, let's see that. Okay. Got a little bit of probably need to put the arms in place then try to, because this front end's all jacked up. This is gonna take a while. I'm getting tired. This may be a tomorrow thing. Oh. Alright, so we have our radiator. It's got the date of 09 on it. It does have some scribes on that side from a team. I think this was either a ARCA team radiator or something. It doesn't have a Nascar sticker on it, but it fits. It's the right size. It's a closed system, obviously. All I gotta do is build a top for it. But first, gotta get to another problem we're dealing with right now. Get this out of the way. Whoops. So as you can see, I've got the lower brace in, so that lower hoop, I straightened it up best I could, straightened up the arms, bolted it on, got a couple of these holes, existing rivet holes to line up, and I've got them from there all the way to where I'm sitting, but the ends aren't lining up. The ends are bent because it's so bent. So I'm just going to get some clamps, clamp it up, drill some new holes, rivet it, call it a day. It's not that important if the old holes don't line up. All this lower braces does is support it from the wind when you're going down the road or whatever, because it's bolted to the frame of the car. Just extra support, which we're going to need on this lower piece because it's already so beat up. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get the air hose, turn the air compressor on, drill some holes on the ends, and then put some pop rivets in it. And then we're going to move on to installing the air dam with pop rivets. Then we can start looking at going to get a sheet of aluminum, making a test panel, and doing all that stuff. So yeah, fun times. This is going to take a while. Nothing simple. Alright, please, for the love of all that's holy, do what you're supposed to do. Ah, you bastard. I'll clean up. Alright, let's see if it's gonna hold. I think that I just guessed on the drill bit size because, you know, I'm not technical like that. Perfect. Now we've got to do that a bunch more times. So. Okay. And we'll do it one at a time, I think. Okay. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we're pretty much just gonna do that all the way around to where the other ones didn't line up. And yeah, see how that's, I don't know if you can see that hanging right there, but yeah, the thing's just all bent out of shape. We're gonna fix that though. But alright, I'm gonna do that because this is boring to watch, and then we'll get on to those fun stuff. Alright, we got lower support is on. It is taut. Everything went well, no problems. Had to drill a couple extra holes on this side because the holes just it wasn't gonna work. Now, only thing I'm not sure about, but we're gonna do this. The frame had these brackets mounted to this top bar and this bottom bar, and then it was glued to the front fascia in between. I'm assuming it's for rigidity purposes. For Nascar, I don't know. What I do know is we're not going to use them because this front end is stout. It's not going anywhere. I'm just going to be putting this thing around town. It's no big deal. So now we're going to put the airbox. I'm going to bolt it in the frame first, get it lined up, and start popping these rivets. It's going to go real quick. I'm missing this mesh. I don't know where it went. So eventually I'll come back in, I'll take the radiator out, and I'll put something in here and glue it. Not too worried about that right now. I just want to get this in before the day's over, so tomorrow we can worry about making the top piece. Let's get started. I'm going to assume that goes. See how this mesh goes. I think it's going to go like. Yep. Close enough anyways, it doesn't really matter. Actually, nope, it goes like that. Yep. Glad I didn't have to make this whole damn thing. But I gotta make that top piece. Come on. Okay. Okay. Let's put a couple bolts in that. Watch out for this damn thing coming apart on me. Alright, after a lot of cussing and figuring out where I went wrong in life, I got these holes lined up, thank God. So I guess I'm just gonna start in the middle here. Don't like how that went, but alright. Okay. I can't tell if it's pulling or not. I'm going to assume it is. Okay. This is the one it's cracked on the edge, but we're gonna see if it'll just hold the crack now. Oh yeah, it's not that bad. Alright, now I just gotta put the bolts in the back. I'm gonna do that off camera because ain't nothing interesting about that. And then we can put the radiator in. Alright, after a lot of cursing, it's in. Now what I've been waiting all damn day to do, since I got up at 6 o'clock this morning to go to Oklahoma, now actually near Fort Smith, Arkansas, almost on the damn border. If this doesn't fit, I will cry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's freaking money. And you drill holes. And you, well, not really. I have to build something. See, this is bent, and that's gonna, see, that's bent right there. We'll build something. Maybe an arm to go here, and an arm to go there or something. But, as I was saying, we gotta build a top plate to go from here, up, and around, and bolt here, and bolt here. Might need to get a clip nut. And I imagine the overflow tank would go right here, or maybe electric fans. I'm not sure. Someone in the comments that knows more than I do, let me know. Cool. That fits very well. Alright, we interrupt this programming. I can't find a sheet of aluminum for the top radiator mount. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. That's my ideas. In the meantime, I was like, oh, ladybug, get out of here. I was like, oh, I'll put my new hood hinges on that I bought off eBay and some other stuff. So the hood's on. These are too long, obviously. Obviously. I'm going to go ahead and interject here. I have no idea these hood hinges were in fact too long. Off camera, I flipped them up, down, around, and done the hokey poke with them. And they both at first hit. So then that's why I decided to cut them. But now after all this, I still don't know how I fixed the issue. Because you'll see in the video, I cut the hood and I re-welded the mount. And I don't think that made a difference. I think it's just how I was mounting them. But I thought I tried every way. I feel very stupid for this next part of the video. Because at the end of the day, honestly, I have no idea what fixed this problem. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But it's fixed. So, enjoy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole into this piece right here, this center piece, and cut the top of it off, and then they should be the right length to close, I hope. Ladybugs are everywhere today. They're horrible. But yeah, so we're gonna get on that. And if I mess these up, I paid $15 for these, so I really don't care. Alright, I guess this turned into a hood installation video now, because Jesus Christ. It's turned into a debacle. So, this side of the hood hinge hits after cutting them short. And they're both equal lengths. This side does not. This side sits flat, no problem. And if you look, you can probably see by the video, that's measuring right at 5 5/8. And this hinge is measuring right at 5 1/2. So it's off. And you can see how it's off. So this needs to go forward to clear the hood. Ugh. So I guess I'm gonna go get the grinder, cut the weld, re-weld it, then put the hood back on. And yeah, what a nightmare. This car's a nightmare. Perfect. Well, it's not the prettiest. I literally could not have done that any better if I wanted to. Alright, either I'm an idiot. I think I'm an idiot. That has to be the answer because that weld kind of looks bad, but the other side looks good, so we're going to leave it. So, off camera, I flipped these around because these are different. They're different styles. but they're the same length pretty much. One's just thicker. Flipped them around, flipped them upside down, around this way. I've done everything, and this side of the hood was hitting. And now I had the hood put in a location, and I put them on through the gap, and now this side doesn't hit. Now, I think that looks backwards to me. You would think like the black car over there opens inward, but if you take the hood sits now. So I don't know. But what I do know is that I've got temp fasteners in there. I don't have any lock fasteners. See, that's just... See, that just feels like this side's holding it up more. Because it is. See, I think it's because it's loose. Let me tighten that up real quick. Yeah, see, I need to... Yeah, there we go. I need to get some lock nuts and bolts. But it works. So that's done. Jesus Christ. I think I'm an idiot. Ugh. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. To recap what all we done. Didn't do much, but we got the airbox reinstalled. We got the lower support bar for the valence installed. Went and picked up a radiator. The radiator does fit. Next episode, we're going to make the actual piece to hold the radiator in, make some mounts. So yeah, that's coming. I just couldn't find materials, ran out of time this weekend. That'll be a next weekend thing. What else have I done? I've also installed a battery cutoff switch off camera that I picked up for like $15 on eBay. We installed the hood hinges on camera. That turned into a freaking nightmare. So the hood's on, and it sits okay, and it looks good, and I'm happy with it how it's going to be. This car's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. Hood hinges are on. They're a little ugly because I cut them, but you know, is what it is. I also installed a shifter knob for the Hurst Indy shifter I've had. I don't know if I've talked about that on camera yet, but I picked that shifter up for $25 or $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and it came with a little bar strap, and I just took and bent the strap over, and so we now have a functioning shifter for the car, and we have a knob now too. I just got to make a ring for the boot, and then that'll be done, so that's cool. And then I've also... off camera a long time ago, I installed the clutch pedal and the brake pedal and the gas pedal. The brake pedal I've got to take back off, take the master cylinder off, and cut the rod. The rod's too long for the pedal for where I want it to sit. Other than that, though, the car's coming together really well. I mean, I need front and rear brakes system. That's going to be a huge tackle. I've got a rear fuel tank. I just need to make some straps for it and plumb it. And then after brakes, I've got a drive shaft for it. I need to get a new yoke. And then it's... hoses, power steering pump, water pump, alternator, that kind of stuff. Figure out how all that's going to work. And then it's taking the engine out and building it. I need just a couple more parts for that. And then I'm going to take it to a buddy and have a buddy wire. I'm not going to wire this car. I'm going to have a buddy wire it. I need gauges and switches too. That's another thing I need. But it's coming together. This car, when I bought it, had nothing in it. And now it's slowly starting to come together. I'm getting more and more excited because I'm starting to see the final product of the car. Eventually I'd like to paint it too because, you know, it's ugly right now. But yeah, so I'm excited, and I appreciate everyone watching the last video. That video's got like 600 views, which is crazy to me. So I appreciate you guys for that. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, if you want to see more of this build. And like, I don't know much about these cars, but if anybody's got a question, y'all can ask me about it, and I can point you to someone that definitely knows the answer, or maybe I have the answer. But these cars are complicated because they're all different. They're all made different by different teams, and so finding stuff to fit is a nightmare. The brake system is one of those things, and that's why it does not have brakes yet. But I'm excited, and I'll see you guys next time.